Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
Illinois' overdose action plan comes at a critical time for the state line. A local addiction expert puts numbers on the opioid crisis.
Plus, Rockford steps up for nonprofits. A new program helps businesses and efforts to prevent violence.
And surprises roll in for people taking a lead in schools. A pair of local educators are honored for their impact on students.
Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson.
Monday, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker launched a new plan to combat the opioid crisis in the state.
The hope is focusing on harm reduction and social equity will give all Illinoisans access to support they need. Rachel Perry spoke with a state line treatment center. Rachel, what's the opioid situation here?
Mimi and Eric, one expert tells me they've seen a large increase in people seeking treatment for opioid addiction, saying overdoses are happening at an alarming rate.
There are so many people who end up in a struggle with the disease that is addiction.
The opioid crisis, an issue Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker is trying to combat, but one that experts say is only getting worse.
Right now in Illinois, opioid overdoses in Illinois have increased literally 33% from 2019 to the end of 2020.
Addiction treatment expert Kathy Branning says the epidemic is a nationwide problem.
And the CDC reports that drug overdoses in the nation have increased well over 100,000 in the year 2021.
One of the biggest causes, Branning tells me, is fentanyl, saying many opioids are often laced with a deadly substance.
It only takes just a small, you could barely see it with the human eye. Only a couple of grains of fentanyl can literally cause an overdose, a fatal overdose.
She tells me heroin, MDMA, and cocaine are commonly laced.
And sometimes the person taking it doesn't even know the fentanyl is in the drug.
Branning says addiction impacts everyone.
One person addicted impacts the whole community. It not only the person with this self-destructive behavior, but their friends, their family, their community, people they work with.
Adding that help is always available.
The bad news is we're seeing higher numbers. The good news is that we're able to help people and treat people and see people turn their lives around.
If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, a link to resources is on our website, mystateline.com. Eric?
All right, thanks, Rachel. The pedestrian hit by a car on Route 20 has died. That's according to Illinois State Police. The crash happened late Sunday evening on the westbound ramp at Illinois Route 2. Police say the victim, 19-year-old Nina Bianco of Sugar Grove, died from her injuries. They say she walked onto the roadway for unknown reasons. The driver and passenger reported in the car that hit her were not injured. The crash is still under investigation. Early this morning, a semi-truck fire on Interstate 90 shuts down a bridge in Rock County. This happened in the southbound lanes of 90 in the town of Turtle around 3:45 a.m. Beloit and Janesville fire crews were called to the scene. You can see the flames fully engulfed the semi. No injuries were reported. However, the Hart Road Bridge that goes over I-90 will be closed for several days. It needs to be inspected due to the fire.
In Freeport, police ask for the community's help to identify a suspect in a weekend shooting. Officers responded to a call of shots fired near Pleasant Street and Galena Avenue Saturday afternoon. This is video of the person investigators say is responsible. If you have any information on who this might be, contact Freeport Police or State Line Area Crime Stoppers.
Looking ahead, the city of Rockford will host free education sessions to help nonprofits with a particular focus on preventing community violence. There are 5 sessions in the coming months focusing on all aspects of starting a nonprofit. Get Connected 815 will provide free child care for those who register in advance. While any kind of nonprofit can take part, officials say this will give a big boost to anti-violence efforts.
If we can help sustain and expand the capacity of our smaller group efforts, those can really link arms and grow themselves and with each other to make it more of likelihood that the work they're trying to do in our community is going to be impactful.
The first session is April 3rd at the Nordloff Center, followed by 2 more in April and 2 in May. You can find the full list on the City of Rockford website.
Local youth organizations get a boost thanks to a Rockford Christmas tradition. The YMCA Retired Men's Club made a $14,000 donation to the Y after the group's annual Christmas tree sale. Club members say these efforts went amazingly well after missing last year because of COVID. The money will go to various youth projects.
Really, we take a lot of pride in that we're able to help the young people and hopefully set them off on a good track for the rest of their life.
Tree sales have generated more than $100,000 over the last 10 years.
A local educator now has bragging rights as best teacher in the state.
Oregon High School surprised Miss Radostis today during class with her award. Amory Wilder caught it all. Amory, there is no doubt she's had an impact on her students' lives.
Yes, Mimi and Eric, her students gave her the nickname Miss Rad, and understandably so. She is so cool. She almost made me want to go back to high school to take her Spanish class. Take a look.
If anything's wrong, as soon as I walk in, I feel a lot better. She comforts me. It's almost like my mom.
Freshmen Peter Alfano and Lucas Cole are students of Miss Radostis, a Spanish teacher at Oregon High School. Her students say she is very deserving of the Illinois Teacher of the Year award, an acknowledgement for something she says is her favorite thing to do.
It's something that I hope all of my students get in their futures, is to do some kind of job, some kind of career where they get to go every single day and feel like they're living their best life.
She's been impacting students' lives at Oregon since 2007, but she credits her colleagues and the community for her success.
I'm not the only one that's doing good work in Oregon. There are people in here that make sure that every single kid in our building is known and valued.
As far as this career path, it's always been in her destiny.
I have known I wanted to be a teacher since like knee-high to a grasshopper, if you could imagine that. My grandma is my #1 supporter. When she came for Grandparents' Day, kindergarten year, she asked me what I wanted to be when I was older, and I told her a teacher. And that's never changed.
While Radostis has accomplished many things as a teacher, she doesn't let her title limit what she does for her students.
Though the content is important to me and I want to push content out to kids and I want them to feel and experience that culture, what's more important to me is that I see my kids as humans and I develop them into good humans.
Radostis took part in the launch of the Hawks Take Flight program. It gives extra mentoring to freshmen who are trying to get back on track academically. Eric?
Thanks, Amory. And Ms. Radostis also used to coach the Oregon High School Scholastic Bowl team, so we used to cross paths every once in a while during Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. Congratulations for her. Meantime, in Loves Park, the Golden Apple Foundation gives its final award of the year to another educator. They surprised Melissa Yuska at Windsor Elementary with the 2022 Outstanding Principal Award. To many cheers from the crowd.
And on behalf of Golden Apple Foundation and the McDonald's Corporation, we are so excited to present you with the 2022 Outstanding Principal Award.
We told you there was some serious cheering going on. Golden Apple Foundation selects just one principal each year for this recognition. Tomorrow, President Joe Biden travels to Europe, where he will meet with several world leaders.
The critical meetings come as Russian forces continue to bombard the Ukrainian people and show no signs of backing off. Raquel Martin is keeping you connected to the nation's capital.
Lawmakers on Capitol Hill are hoping President Biden's trip to Europe results in more help for Ukraine.
There are more things we can do.
Democratic Senators Mark Warner and Sherrod Brown say it's vital NATO leaders unite behind more aggressive sanctions.
That includes oil, banks, crypto, everything. I think we ought to go ahead and sanction the whole Russian parliament.
Texas Republican Senator John Cornyn joined a bipartisan group of senators in Poland over the weekend.
Very perilous, a very dangerous, but a very important time. And I think the president's presence in Brussels and in Poland is a right step.
He says world leaders need to find a way to safely deliver billions in aid.
Sort of like the Berlin airlift after World War II, because the Russians are surrounding some of these cities.
While in Brussels Thursday, President Biden will attend an emergency NATO summit and meet with European allies. The White House is promising to announce more aid and additional sanctions
to ensure robust enforcement.
National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan says leaders will also work to reduce Europe's dependency on Russian oil and discuss potential consequences for countries like China that may decide to help Russia.
We believe we're very much on the same page with our European partners, and we will be speaking with one voice on this issue.
After Brussels, the president will also stop in Poland to meet with their president and visit U.S. troops. In Washington, Raquel Martin.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, the rain that we had this morning, it wasn't a lot of rain as most of us stayed under 1/4 of an inch, but at times we had some decent downpours come down following that dry stretch here from this afternoon. Now we're starting to see those showers kind of work back in, and as we go through this evening, this is actually where the majority of our rainfall will come to play, as some of those showers will pick up a little more in intensity here through the night. Starting to see the light rain begin to work in here west and south of Rockford out towards Freeport. Once you get up towards there, Orangeville, Cedarville, and then out towards Scale Mound, and then you've got a little more steady rainfall out towards Polo, Mount Morris there across western portions of Ogle County. Again, this will begin to fill in as an area of low pressure works a little closer to us. That low pressure system now moving across parts of Missouri, actually working into Missouri, seeing a few lightning strikes actually show up with that, and it's not out of the realm of possibility that we may have a rumble of thunder or two occur later tonight and very early tomorrow. However, any severe weather expected to stay down to the south. Flash flood warnings across parts of Mississippi. Still got a few tornado warnings there right near the Alabama-Mississippi border, and then a couple severe thunderstorm warnings. That threat is going to continue to work to the southeast through the night tonight and during the day tomorrow. For us, it's the rainfall, so we'll see a little more steady rain over the next several hours. That'll take us through about 9, 10 o'clock, and then a few periods of some heavier rainfall after midnight tonight. Now, don't have to be concerned with any flooding, because for the most part, this is going to be fairly progressive, and with our dry soil and most of the frost now out of the ground, we should be able to soak up most of this. That's not to say there won't be a little standing water, maybe in some low spots once this is all said and done, but not concerned with any flooding issues. As we go throughout the day tomorrow, kind of that low pressure system and that warm front lift closer to us. So temperatures are back into the 50s tomorrow. So yeah, we're technically above average, but it is still going to feel cool because we have that wind, which will eventually shift around to the north. You've got some dry time in there during the day tomorrow too. But as that low pressure system kind of works in, you've got fog, drizzle, and some lighter showers that'll continue here through tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. Now, on the back side of this, yeah, we get blue that pops back up here. Colder air wrapping in, noted by the temperatures that'll be dropping close to freezing. Could have a couple of wet snowflakes mixing in with a few of those rain showers during the day on a Thursday, but no accumulations expected with that. I am watching, though, a rather strong cold front and another kind of vigorous upper low pressure system coming in Friday afternoon, Friday evening. That could bring us maybe some quick hitting rain or even some snow showers during that time. No accumulation expected with that, but may slow you down a little bit if you're driving. Additional rainfall on top of what we've had, another 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. That coming in with here what we get for tonight, and then through the day tomorrow into Thursday. Kind of saggy out there. Live look with the Mercell Skytrack camera out in Freeport. You see the flag whipping around. Southeasterly winds were in the 50s, but you've got the 40s a little bit further up to the north, and that's what our weather watcher Ben has here in South Beloit. 49, 54, dreary day for seeing in the Kirkland Fairdale area, and 1/10 of an inch of rain so far down for Bob's Place. As far as the outlook is concerned, once we get through this week, even into the beginning of April, looks like those temperatures still expected to remain below average. We've got the 40s, guys, that'll stay with us through the weekend.
Now sports with sports director Scott Leber.
It's been a roller coaster following the Bulls this season. They started like gangbusters. They went through some injuries. Then their weaknesses started to show up. And then last night, well, they came up with a strong showing in a big game. That was their win over the Raptors, 113-99. The Raptors had been playing good basketball. The return of Patrick Williams gave the Bulls a boost. He could be a big key down the stretch. He gives the Bulls a little more size, another athletic body, another scoring option. Hopefully some better defense, too. Right now, the Bulls are the number 5 seed in the East, which is about where I think they belong. The key is to stay in the top 6 and stay out of a 14 play-in tournament. I'd like to say that the Bulls' roller coaster ride will only go up from here, but I think we're in for some more dips because of their defensive deficiencies. It's going to be a tense finish to this season. Well, despite the Raptors losing last night, I like their team. They've reloaded with a very good young nucleus. I love rookie Scotty Barnes. He's going to be a perennial all-star. OG Anunoby, who's out injured right now, is a good young player, and so are Precious Achiuwa and Chris Boucher. Then you've got the veterans, Fred VanVleet, Pasquale Siakam, Gary Trent Jr., and Thaddeus Young. This is a deep team. I thought after losing Kawhi Leonard a couple years ago and then Kyle Lowry this year that they were going to start to trend downward, but they're good right now, and they're going to get better. Fred VanVleet's in a good place with this team. They'll be dangerous in the playoffs if they're healthy. Now, let's focus on the Ice Hogs. They won the last 3 games. I was extremely impressed with what I saw from them Saturday night when they beat Grand Rapids 5-1. They're in 4th place in the Central Division and squarely in the playoff race. What I like about this team, opposed to many previous Ice Hogs teams, is the young talent on it that's playing really well. Previous teams relied on aging veterans to push them toward the playoffs. I'm not opposed to having veterans on the team. Every team needs a couple of them, and the Ice Hogs have a good one in Brett Conley. But for the good of the Ice Hogs and the future of the Blackhawks, there has to be a top-shelf young talent. The Ice Hogs have a rookie trio of Lucas Reichel, Josiah Slavin, and Michael Tepley that has been good all season but has been outstanding of late. Andre Altabarmakian is another young guy who plays hard and plays with an edge. Mike Hartman and DJ Buzdecker are 2 more young guys who are showing a lot at forward. And Isaac Phillips and Ian Mitchell are young defenders who are showing a lot. And Arvid Soderblom has been extremely consistent in goal. I'm very excited about this team's potential to make the playoffs and then causing teams some trouble. Could be a month of May here for hockey.
Really nice to start off the week with really warm temperatures and sunshine on Sunday as well, but we do need the rain.
We do need the rain, so that is nice that it's coming, and it's not coming at a time where we have come off a cold spell, so all the rain
there's some place for it to go into the ground.
Exactly, runs off, and you don't have to be too concerned with any flooding or anything like that. It'd just be nice if we could see a little sunshine. I don't know.
We have sunshine. Look at the big sunshine right
there.
there.
Mimi did draw sunshine on our paper there, so we have got that. For you guys at home, sorry. First Warn Interactive Radar brought to us by Rockford Auto Glass and More. We've got the rain moving back in, and that'll pick up over the next couple of hours in intensity here. So we're looking at between tonight, tomorrow, and Thursday, another 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain coming down. Could even hear a rumble of thunder with that overnight tonight, very early tomorrow. 54 for tomorrow afternoon, still kind of windy too. The wind will shift around to the north tomorrow night. Thursday, you've got a couple of snow showers mixing in, no accumulation there. But watch some of that snow coming in on Friday. Could be kind of some snow squalls, especially to the east of us, and then 40s cooler here for the weekend.
Thanks, Candace.
And thank you for spending some time with us. Stay safe.